that you think perhaps there are few black women science fiction writers because they haven't seen them before?
Mm-hmm. Well, there are more now. The anecdote I told you was several years ago.
But when you were a kid, there
were none.
So how did you go into it?
With my eyes tightly shut. I assumed that I could do it. I wasn't being brave or even thoughtful. I wanted it, and I assumed I could have it.
Octavia Estelle Butler stands as a notable author among the African American women writers within the science fiction realm. Born in Pasadena, California, Octavia E. Butler was raised by only her grandmother and mother, as her father passed away when she was only 7 years old. Since birth, Octavia was surrounded by segregation. Although illegal, she still confronted adverse racism daily. At school, characterized by her shyness and grappling with dyslexia, Octavia found herself susceptible to bullying. In seeking solace from the pressures of school and her distaste for the books that her teachers were assigning, Octavia discovered her local library as her second home. It was here that Octavia found her penchant for storytelling and became intrigued with the science fiction genre after watching the 1954 film Devil Girl from Mars.
When I was 12, I saw a bad movie called Devil Girl from Mars, and I got into a competition with it. I said, geez, I can write a better story than that. Anybody could write a better story than that. And by then, I had some idea how authors earned a living, and I got busy and tried to write a better story than that. Now, of course, I couldn't, but it actually turned out to be an ancestor of my first book, Pattern Master.
Octavia continued her studies at Pasadena City College and subsequently at the University of California at Los Angeles, where she enrolled in writing classes, one where she studied under notable sci-fi writer Harlan Ellison through the Screenwriters Guild Open Door program. Ellison ended up mentoring Butler and encouraged her to participate in the Clarion Science Fiction Writers Workshop, where Butler successfully marketed her first two stories, Childfinder and Crossover. Still, Butler was not receiving much recognition, necessitating her engagement in side jobs while simultaneously departing from her customary short stories as she began writing novels, including her work Kindred, underpinned by heavy research involving visits to Maryland. The setting of the book attests to Butler's commitment to understanding its geography and history. For future novels, Butler continued to not hesitate in this approach of research for future literary works. Through her rising success, Butler emerged as a pioneering figure of one of the first pillars of the subgenre of Afrofuturism and secured awards left and right, such as being the first Black woman to receive the Hugo and Nebula Awards. In 1995, she was awarded a MacArthur Genius Grant, making her also the first science fiction author to attain such recognition. Nevertheless, her works were still receiving some criticism due to their thematic exploration of dystopian worlds with the issues of Black injustice, women's rights, and political topics. Around 2000, Butler grappled with writer's block and depression while struggling with producing new original novels. In 2006, Octavia E. Butler suddenly passed away in her home in Lake Forest Park, Washington. Through her work, Octavia E. Butler significantly impacted literature through Black representation in her narratives, educating and empowering readers by contributing to conversations on race and social justice. Octavia's work invites her readers to embrace the greatest power to change and introduces a humanist vision for the future.